We are going to be playing the Modern Challenge today with Amuletas from the future. It's one of the builds I posted on Twitter yesterday, if you've seen those. Although I did add a single Scapeshift main deck as a 61st card. And a second one into the sideboard, out of curiosity, mostly. This Soul Guide Lantern may be better because you can cast it under your own Vexing Bauble. That's probably true with regards to the Tormod script. I have not thought about that concern, it seems very valid. My opponent last seen playing white-red. Could be energy, could be... Force of Control, Price of Freedom. What is up with this deck? It's way harder to face when you don't have... I think I should keep... It's way harder to face when you don't have... No, that's Valakut, that's a different deck. When you don't have Analyst in the deck. No gardens, hard to fit everything into the deck. Valakut. Let's get the Dryad Arbor. Because it seems just beneficial. I'll ram to Titan. I did get a haircut. Tuesday. Oh. Renan sucks. Amulet got a nerf. Primeval Titan should be next to be banned. Don't you bantalk every single time when you are in the chat? You do. Why have I never banned you before? Whatever. I think I should play the Boseiju. Ah, Renan 6 Boseiju. Anyone remembers that? Rumble. Does Rumble make sense in this deck? Ooh, they have the Boseiju. I only have 2 forests left in my deck. Vexing Bauble Monka. Monka indeed. There was one Titan in yesterday's challenge who played Karn plus Karn board. Yeah, that's... I mean... Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. Karn is horrible in Titan. Like, it's not gonna be good, but... It is an idea that people like to revisit because it is alluring in some way. You have a link to the list. Okay, found it. Explosives, Tormods, Barista, Might, 2 Baubles, Coating, Brigade, Leveler, Battleship. Whoa! Maybe you should run a Darksteel Citadel. I think it would be valuable in the land-based deck, maybe. Hello, Inazumi Tesege. Oh yeah, or the blue-green tapped land. Yeah, that's also an option. I forgot those exist. There's some merit to copying Valakut. I think 2 Sagas should be quite good as well. How fast is my opponent's deck? Why are they playing Rumble? In the Valakut Scapeshift deck, that... I guess for the combo with Ren. Good morning, Titan enthusiast. Good morning, we are pearlescent. Okay, Ice-Steel Explorer, that's the idea. I'll play it this turn. That seems not bad. But then cannot Boseiju me at all, so I get free reign on my turn. So I get to Titan, attack, Ren, bounce. Why steal? What's the best I can do here? Probably just Titan attack bounce. I steal indeed as I planned. Set up to gain 2 amulets next turn. Boseiju the Vexing Bauble and Mr. Beast for the win next turn. That seems to be the move. I assume with 1 mana my opponent cannot do anything. Red and Sax heard you talking shit. I did, yeah. Should I play the Valakut? I think not. I think I should play the Vestige. This way I get to get an extra bounce land, which is more lands in hand. And that's kind of all I need, I feel like. Wonder if they're splashing any color. Knowing how modern it is, they probably are splashing consign for blue for consign because everybody does that. Damn, 3 mil. So if they go land drop, Grazer, they can Scapeshift me, but that's 18 damage. They would need to cast 2 ram spells, Grazer, or have it bolt, something like that. What is 5 mana though? Monka. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, land would kill me. Into Scapeshift. What is 5 mana? I'm scared. Oh, Vibrance. Okay. Wow. What? That's one of the less scary moves my opponent could make here. For sure. Can we beat this? Chat, modern after bounce and unbounce, always wild. People just crawl out of their holes and play the wildest shit. It was. We are listening to relaxing video game music in a cozy room, Nintendo 64. I don't know what game was that though. So I can't help you. We win here, yes. I mean, most likely. It's not deterministic, but it's almost assured. We win now, deterministically. I mean, it probably was deterministic, in fact. Like, with Mr. Beast, it's a little bit tricky because I feel like in most spots you actually, if you would perform a full analysis of the outcomes that are possible, you would realize that you are 100% to win. But it requires a lot of work to distinguish a 100% line from like a 99% work line. We do live in a non-deterministic world. Wizards has entrapped us in such a world.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Scapeshift,
I'm
Dryad.
excited to see where Amuletos takes us next.
Crazy, right? Yeah, they said non-deterministic. What they actually meant is that the loop was a little bit hard to explain at times. So some people didn't know how to explain it. Do I want escape? They will have green interaction, so that's removal for my sagas and similar. Might be a tad too slow for the matchup. But I mean, a red-green deck will just play Force of Vigor and it will try to interact hard with my Urza sagas, so I feel like I should try to move away from that. Maybe I'll have one Dismember. Can kill Ice Steel Explorer or maybe two Explorers. Two Dismembers. Also maybe consider boarding out Dryad Arbor against red and 6. Probably. So maybe keep the Grazers instead. Dismember is good to not die to Vibrance Beats. Yes, yes, we need all the help. Tormod Crypt for Ice Steel? No, too bad. I feel like that's too bad. Unnecessary. Not good. Doesn't even stop Ice Steel too well. They will just make a land drop and then progress with their life. Mill a land or like play a fetch and start again. Hand kinda sucks, but I mean, on the draw Grazer into Dryad, I think I'll take that. Spelunking is an awesome draw. Ale już nie mogę go zagrać od razu, już nie ten. Zbyt hop do przodu. Obi-Wan Episode 2, thank you very much for your continuous support. Fate from History. Wow. Well, good to not have sagas against that. Did they miss a land drop? They did. I draw a Titan, then playing Spelunking this turn lets me cast it, and playing the Ice Steel, the Vestige doesn't. Scapeshift, that's nice. So I have one Scapeshift in this deck, second in the main deck, just to Scapeshift for Colossus against matchups without consign like this. Where you just need to win. So next turn I go Vestige, go to 6 mana, Scapeshift, 2 mana floating, find 4 bounce lands, Tolaria West. 3 to 4 lands in my hand, 3 to 4 bounce lands. 11 mana, so 1 mana left after casting Colossus. And then the Colossus makes at least 6 mana and draws at least 3 cards, so... unless I get really unlucky, it gets me somewhere. Dumpling Sphere. That's a concern, slightly. Not much. I think I should play Dryad and pass. Is that a Force of Vigor? That would be slightly concerning. The end step pause suggests Force of Vigor for sure. They're playing a snow-covered forest and a regular mountain, which might indicate that they are running Field of the Dead. Doesn't want to play land? Oh, they play the snow-covered forest, okay. If I Scapeshift, I get kinda wrecked by Force of Vigor here, which they suggested they could be holding, so I'll play the second Spelunking instead. That's convenient. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I can even add colored mana. That's awesome. Ah, nope, on top. Boseiju the D-Sphere, which lets them cast the Force of Vigor for mana and ramps them, which is an issue. But let's perform the Force of Vigor check. They do kill my both of my Spelunkings, then I guess I get some hodgepodge of random lands. Unfortunately, only 5 lands in play, so I'm not, you know, I would be Scapeshifting with 6 lands. Oh wow, that's crazy. They just let it resolve. Do I want a Mirrorpool or Valakut? There's merit to getting Valakut here. Means that they can't really do anything with Force of Vigor, because then if they target the Spelunkings, they likely will still die to Valakut. I think it's best to bounce a bounce land that maximizes the amount of mana. Might be better to bounce the Valakut. Kinda close. Pretty hard to decide, but also doesn't likely matter. Force of Vigor. Whoa. Random timing. In that case, I'll bounce the Valakut. Now it became clear. Not the best Force of Vigor timing I've ever seen, by the way. I would like to draw some real lands. Boseiju, that's a start. Forest. Oh, should Vesuva copy the Valakut first? Alright, our deck seems functional enough to beat red-green Valakut. I don't remember how I'm qualified for that tournament. Well, Dryad is weak. For sure, it's just that sometimes life stuff and things are weak. Arid Messa. Do not mess with me. I do have to qualify for the November RC as well. Titan is a good draw. Any advice for playing my first Pro Tour? Don't stress too much. It's gonna be fine. It's not reasonable advice. If I get Dryad Arbor, I can Titan next turn, so seems worthwhile. Represent the board state cleanly and read the cards so that you remember what's happening on board. Ocelot Proud. Meow. My Dryad Arbor doesn't live, which is sad. So we have to wait a turn with the Titan. Whoa! Their guide already flying. That's rough. So does a single Amulet Titan just beat energy? Wood at Foothills? That's new. Is Titan even doing anything? Yeah. I mean, it's going to fetch Tolaria West for Colossus. That's Titan's role. I just have to not die next turn. 10 life. A blocker. I mean, I could die. You are most concerned about finding good constructed matches. Draft is your biggest strength. Good luck. I am having a nice day today. Welcome. Should I perhaps try to haste and bounce the guide? Cave and bounce. Maybe that's the most reasonable, frankly. It does rely on my Titan surviving. Do I gain 4? Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Trap and Charm also Rexas. Bros. Can you beat a removal spell? Chat, don't ask too much of me. I mean, they already had removal on my Dryad Arbor. How many more removals can they have, right? It's just not reasonable to have that many. Why such a high heart rate? Am I afraid that I will succeed with Amulet? I was at the gym earlier. Probably why. And then I took a hot shower before the stream. Does that increase your heart rate? Whoa, Naya energy. What's the green splash for? Violent Outburst would be funny. Safi Eric's daughter, Renegade Relier combo. Don't actually even know how it works. Red mana. Surely they just want to cast a Ragavan. Endurance Splash, let's go. Endurance is the anti-flage, in a way. Even if they kill my Titan, I have the Woodland, but I also have no Delirium, because my deck doesn't really get Delirium. You can't think of a green card? It is probably Safi Eric's daughter. Like, no cap. You are confused. You saw Valakut, but there was no mountain. Did you miss it? No, you did not. There is no mountain. Ajani. Monka. Safi combos with Renegade Rallier. somehow, I think. So bombardment, I'll die anyways. 6, 7, 8. Should I block the cats? Not really, because then they cast... No, then it's fine, right? I take 6, go to 8. Then Ragavan shoots Titan. For 1, 2, 3, 4. So not enough to kill it. They will need to have another creature. Bombardment I die to anyways, I assume. Block, block, go to 8. Bombardment, shoot me with the Cat Warrior, shoot me for free. Make 1 billion tokens in the second main phase. I guess if they have no removal and they have Ragavan plus another creature, then it's bad for me to flip. Titan is dead anyways. How come? 6, 7, 8. Why was the Ajani played pre-combat? Well, for me to give me the opportunity to block. It's kind of impossible to beat Galvanic Discharge anyways. They want us to block, then we shouldn't block? Well, how do you know they want us to block? Ajani pre-combat for energy? No, they have 2 energy. Wasn't for energy. It was for the cats flipping it in combat. Well, if they only have Ragavan and freelance, then I'm fine by blocking. If we block, they have Ragavan and 0 Ajani for 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Oh, that's 5 damage. Okay, then I can't block. Awesome, we solved it. I did not count the Ragavan in the damage dealing equation. Red mana. No i chuj mi w dupę i na imię, bo przegrałem. Zajebiście. Oh no, I was drawing Summoner's Pact. Nothing ever mattered. No, if I block and they have the discharge, then I can top deck. Right? We will board Escape to the Wilds. It's a great card against energy. But it was quite hard to beat Discharge. Just look at this anti-energy deck, it's looking solid. You hope Escape to the Wilds becomes meta. The cat version is super cute. Into kurwa 2. Getting outside was imperative. That's where they keep the warmest sunbeams. Well put. I'm getting a buff. Pants reasoned. I might as well earn it. Whoa. Do I think Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, deserves the splash as a sideboard card? No, it does not. I think. You have 2, so you can play 1 cat and 1 dog. Whoa, and that's like IRL. Crazy. Two amulets, a bounce land away from winning. Torpor Orb viable without Plage. In my deck or outside of my deck? Like, sure? Are you asking, or? If I play the amulets, I can cycle Spelunking if I draw a regular tap land. I have Valakut and Shifting Woodland in my deck that count. Mirrorpool as well. Tolaria West, so it makes 4 draws into better draws at the cost of exposing amulets. Only slightly better, kinda. Why just don't jump both? Playing the first one is like playing both. If they kill one of my amulets, it's like they killed both, because then I have Spelunking, which makes the first one redundant. I think we can hold, because I'm not under like super much pressure, and it's not like cycling it a turn earlier actually makes that big of a difference. Did I try to make the deck more focused on Mr. Beast and try to combo off it? I would argue that I'm trying slightly by playing Scapeshift in my deck, yes. But focusing around Mr. Beast, what does that mean? I think mostly Scapeshift. Only slightly because there's one Scapeshift, yes. GSZ to shuffle bounce land to the top. O Jezu, ile kotów. Am I dead next turn? Probably, frankly. I did board out Dryad Arbor. After my opponent viciously killed the card, game 1. Alright, just survive. People seem to pack tons of consigns, so Mr. Beast isn't great, but I imagine that Amulet could be played with more than one Mr. Beast, and we could tinker lines with lots of bounce lands to draw a lot of our deck. Yeah, that's Scapeshift. You Scapeshift for bounce lands and Tolaria West, transmute for Mr. Beast, play Mr. Beast. Or ideally you already have GSZ in your hand and you just kill them. Hanweir Might, oh that's the splash. We can beat that. Sad. Is Lumra not a good enough? Not a good enough. What does Lumra do? Lumra loops with Lotus Field. Is there a Lotus Field? Was a bit too late to draw my bones lands. Maybe they will not use it. No nie, kurwa, too smart. If they play Might, they probably play the free drop that searches for 1-drops. Game 1 was a bit weird. Like, I kinda Giga lost it, and my opponent's opening wasn't that good. They just played like 1-drop, 1-drop. Who was on the play? Let's analyze that game. They have 2 cards in hand. What do we think about simply using Boseiju on the Steel Cutter? Maybe that's good. Yeah, I had no idea Titan was non-deterministic this entire time. Well, that was baffling to me. Keep and lose, probably. Titan, untapped land. Of course, we have to rely on my opponent never killing my Dryad. Swift's Spear. What the heck, no attacks. That's a land. Albeit a tapped one. Can we beat Prowess's worst draw ever? We might lose to the worst Prowess hand I've ever seen. Yeah, it's horrible. It's impressive. I've never seen Prowess do this. They keep 7. They kept 6. Let's go, equip Cory. Let's go. Holy. They will have Consign or some other counterspell. Six, 7. Basically dead. Not quite, I don't think. Drew Vesuva. Not playing on Spell Pierce. How do I play around Spell Pierce? My dear friend. So I actually had nothing. This was the worst draw ever we've seen from Prowess. No joke. I don't have Training Sphere. The other sideboard cards are just not good against Prowess. Still waiting to get paired against a Cascade deck since Monday. If you played Vesuva copying Valakut there, do you get an extra trigger? You do, yes. Vesuva on bounce. Get GSZ for Titan with 2 floating. I feel like you hallucinated an amulet in play that wasn't there. I just drew a Vesuva that was a tap land. And I had 7 mana in play. Chat GPT level play. Hallucinate an amulet and simply win from there. Playing around every card you can play around, like Spell Pierce. Namesake and hand. I keep. This hand can go places. This hand can do anything. Or cycle twice. Who knows what's gonna be in my hand? Oh, that's a good one. I wish I could time travel to the scam meta and I would just play one ring and escape to the wilds and just beat them every time with Fire Spout. With the knowledge I have now, they would stand no chance. With their measly, weak sideboard plans. That made no sense. They consigned, and I wish I had played this, so... Yeah, let's play around consign. And we have 2 blockers. That was a pretty nice turn too. Holy shit, explore. Turn 2 explore sometimes can be kinda crazy. You never cross the same meta twice. No point longing for the past. No, it would be just fun to play in a meta where you actually have like a deep understanding of how it's all gonna turn out, so then you can just one-up everyone because you just know ahead. It's a fun idea. What if you play 2015 Modern? With 2026 knowledge, could you improve 2015 Summer Bloom Titan? Summer Bloom was banned then. In that case, you can't. Was it? I think it was. I don't remember. What year was that? It was Off of the Gatewatch. Off of the Gatewatch was what, 2014? 2016. I think I should get Titan. Colossus is too bad against Consign. Fate Reforged was, yeah, Antonio Del Moral Leon against Justin Cohen in the finals. Titan versus Twin. Look where Twin is now. How much mana would you pay for a green creature that reads you may play an additional land? Lands come into play untapped. I would pay its entire cost. Maybe 1 green more sometimes to find it with GSZ. Hopefully the cost would be low though. Like 3 mana really. Also, no points of power and 5 toughness, something like that. Two bottom. Draw a violet. This might be the worst overall draw that a prowess player ever gotten in a match. No attack either? There's no way I would have the balls to block, so... Or at least I would have had to think about it for a long time, and like, you're not winning if I don't block. You might have Consign again. No? Yeah, we're making some non-deterministic plays now. Did what is he misspeak, and they actually meant they wanted and Titan to be non-deterministic. Maybe, but the way they said that, they said that the way Titan gets there is non-deterministic. It's a number on the camera patience meter. You could say so, yeah. Time to game. Against Groot 02. The Abyss costs 4, but Notes cost 1, so unfair. I mean, it goes away, so that's a pretty huge deal with the card. Because you can just not play a creature and then Notes is going to die. Abyss, you can just not play creatures for the rest of the game because they will die. No moves. Polluted Delta. Polluted Delta. Play Grazer, put Boseiju into play, then I can draw a regular land, play Spelunking, put this into play, cycle with Explore. I think they are generically blinking, hopefully. It's crazy how much better of a matchup Blink is compared to Goraios. Kind of a similar deck, but it just makes all the difference. The combo that you can stop. Maybe, you know, Delta could be any deck though. Could be Rhinos. Meticulous Archive into Orcish Bowmeister. Ooh. Orcish Bowmeister broken against my Spelunking Explore hand. Don't think the decks are very similar. True, I guess they aren't. Nodes looks bad with Grazer. Or broken with Grazer, actually. I feel like the Boseiju issue has been very present. Like more so than it was with Scapeshift. I just draw 2 Boseijus and it's a huge downside, huge problem. Happens all the time. Am I imagining this, or like, is it because I just need more lands in play? So it's a bigger downside. Oh no, I couldn't call my Boseiju to kill the Overlord. Reed was having the same issue. Was he able to identify that? I mean, it makes sense, like if you need more lands in play, because your payoffs are 7 mana, 6 mana, and not 4 mana, then the multi Boseiju is going to be an issue more often. For sure. They returned Felia. Now they will return Orkish Baumeister. Possibly. Shock and Witch plus Meadow. Ephemerate? Awkward. Oh, brutal. They had to exile 2 cards though. Hmm. I think I want to play the bubble and draw. Drawing a land seems actually not that important, maybe. Actually, it's not important at all. Can just draw next turn, then bounce lands work still. And if I draw a land, that means there was a land on top, so it was not important to cycle. They have Orkish Baumeister in hand. We should play the other Overlord, that green one that makes everywhere lands. Whoa. Yeah, that's a good idea, honestly.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Keep up the amulet goodness. Looking forward to locals with the new deck.
Good luck, Blytooth. Bauble's gone. The goodness is a bit tricky because it's not necessarily all that good, but also it's not that bad. Maybe. Opponent is suspiciously waiting every single time I put something on the stack. They might be planning on interacting. I guess Spelunking isn't a threat. It's not quite a threat, yes. They could have Soul to Ephemerate here. Would be somewhat brutal, maybe. But if they have to decide which to Solitude... So, I mean, I could get Valakut and then Haste Titan. And then they need to have Solitude Ephemerate. Otherwise they get kind of wrecked. But I think this is pretty okay for me as well. We are planning to Beast next turn. Plus my board is already strong. 20 life, should be okay. They get to draw a bunch. One of their cards is Orkish Baumeisters, that doesn't do anything. We'll see about their 4 remaining cards. Jak tam vibesy w nowym modernie? No niestety użytkowniku 532 add. Tak różnie, ciężko jest z tym tutaj amuletem. I have not played against a single Cascade deck yet though. If they kill Dryad with the triggers on the stack, then there is no triggers. You see me return Boseiju. Maybe they should have blinked the Riddler. Yeah, Simic Growth Chamber. It's almost the same thing. I do not currently have a kill and there is no classic Wolfram in my deck. So you will just try to assemble Dryad Valakut. It is a little bit of a downside, like certainly it was nice that it was just always a kill. And double Amulet Titan is no longer a kill, that's pretty lame. I mean, Escape to the Wilds has to be great in this matchup. How about Scapeshift? They probably board in Consign, so not really into it. You could play Oran Reef. It's like, do you think it's better than Classic Wolfram? Not really. Like, it's worse at killing because it produces less power. It's also probably roughly as bad to draw. Green tap land versus a colorless untapped land. Both are pretty medium. Explore in. Maybe let's have one shift for science. It's not the Ruins of Oran Reef, it's Oran Reef the Vast Wood. If you are willing to play another Valakut, Titan with double Amulet does win. Yeah, I don't really know how that's supposed to work. You go Titan, copy, haste 2. Why is the Vast Wood even good in this deck? It's just a way for your double Amulet Titan to deal 20 damage. The issue is that even if you like have that kill, then if you play Spelunking in your deck, the Spelunking will break that kill. So it doesn't work if you actually have Spelunking in play. You need not to have Spelunking. You don't think it breaks the Oran Reef kill? Then good luck hasting 2 Titans, my friend. What to put back? Honestly, maybe Saga on the draw. It is really lame that the only ways to haste Titan are untapped lands. Hall of the Banded Lord, Arena of Glory, with no mountain. Cavaron, Memorial Wards. Cavaron is funny. What is my Explorer? Let's get Dryad Arbor. This station sorcery only, it is. That's a bit of a problem. Maybe not much. No, it is a problem because of the bounce lands. It's kind of annoying to have 2 different Dryads in the deck. It is very annoying. So you should just call it Arbor and not Dryad. It's really tempting to just call it Dryad. Do I have a list for your RCQ Saturday already? Probably what I'm playing. That's what I have. White Orchid. This used to be a non-issue with Scapeshift. It's definitely an issue without Scapeshift though. They can't attack. I mean, they can blink the Dryad. Whoa, that's a weird attack. You sure about this? Just chump attack with Felia? I feel like my opponent did not realize that my creature has power and can block. Save the Vesuva. If I draw a bounce land, I'll copy it. If they survey land, I will play it. If I draw an untapped land, I can play Vesuva, copy Vestige, and play the other untapped land, then Summoner's Pact for a Titan, so there doesn't seem to be much need to play it. If they kill my Dryad and I draw an untapped land, I will be punished. But they don't seem to be killing my Dryad. Maybe they just really wanted to get rid of my Dryad Arbor. O ty skurwysynu. Giga punished. Only 3 forests in my deck right now. Bounce land. There's some merit to copying forest. I don't think I want to. Seems good enough to draw Spelunking. Back in the day, we would just play out Lotus Field so they couldn't target it with Phantom. That was one way. The other way was to just get my lands destroyed and then play my Analyst and return them back. Free mana Dismember, by the way. No life loss. Remember Sunday. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Let's play around Felia. I don't know. They have 10 lives, so maybe it's bad. Okay, I had a feeling, I had a hunch. And it was correct. Volmurk. They tapped their planes, so they cannot White Orchid Phantom again. They return Solitude. That doesn't seem to matter. I think my opponent is playing pretty poorly. Pretty recklessly, carelessly. Seems like they are talking to their daughter a lot. Must be. Zelfelia. Alright, can we draw a land? Would be really important, frankly. Oh yeah, pierdule. Can I draw a bounce land? Oh, pierdole. Guess next turn, there is always next turn. Let's play the Amulet, so if they Wrath of the Skies or something, they get to kill all of my artifacts and enchantments. Oh, that's a good one to top deck. But I guess it maybe also distracts them.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Amuletos alive? Awake reputate what cost?
Amulet is alive, but what kind of life is that? Five stages of grief. Which one am I in right now? The first reaction is denial. Anger. Bargaining. Stage 1, pitch a black card. That's grief, that's funny. Can I draw a bounce land? Please. One time bounce land. I should shuffle. Chuj mi w dupę i na imię. Ja pierdolę. White Orchid Phantom destroying my lands. Bullshit. So is Scapeshift good against that? Not really. Drawing more lands is pretty good though. We are going from bargaining, please still be good Amulet, to Depression Wave and play Magic if I can't Amulet. No, you have like a twisted view of all of that. Titania would have been huge, sort of. You mean against their creatures, like, would just keep killing my lands and I would be like, oh, replay. This hand is dog shit. I always keep dog shit hands. We even have Dryad Arbor and a Forest in opening hand, which is two bad cards that I would rather not have in my hand. But I have Dismember for Felia and then Dryad to ramp into Titan. So how can I lose? Maybe I should have played Dryad Arbor, but that's weak to March. This keep reminds me of our prowess opponent. In what way exactly? I mean, they kept a similar one? Fair. Stage 1, Sylvan Safekeeper. Stage 2, Zuranorb. Stage 3, Tomb of Urami. Stage 4, Obliterate. Are you scared that we dropped all MH3 cards and therefore are underpowered? No, but yes. The MH3 doesn't matter, it's fine. It's just that the cards are weak. Riftbound is stage 5. I played Amulet in Legacy the other day. Summerbloom and Ring are fun. Lost all games. Lost all games is a good punchline. That's really funny. They picked up Fucker Wisp. Gonna Ephemerate save this? Doesn't make that much sense, but it's probably not too bad. Win now, opponent. Okay, on my way. That is Tomb of Urami. It will be in the PT winning Titan list. They should reprint Haven Battlegrounds 2 Modern. Let me check what's Haven Battlegrounds. Was mentioned already a few times. What are they casting? Witch Enchanter. O, brutal. Ja pierdolę, to jest giga brutal, no. Wow. Looks fun. At which stage is Port of Carfel? Port of Carfel specifically combos with... Land. Kurwa! No chuj, no i przegrałem. Nie mogę to gówna zagrać za 6 many. Ze śmierdłego kurwa Srytana. I guess I should have just played my Chamber last turn. I think I made a mistake, maybe? Because I could have... I did not play around my opponent killing my things. I just kept the... land in hand. And now I have 5 mana. Playing Bounce was risky versus non-Flicker Wisp. I had no outs. The Flicker Wisp was indeed known. Or maybe a better way to describe it would be knowable. Because I did not know about it, because I forgot, but it was knowable. Why did they play Quantum Riddler? What prompted you to do so? Flicker Wisp being modern playable is wild. I mean, it's not really modern playable, so it's not that wild because it just is not. Okay, Flicker Wisp coming back. 1-2. Blink Overlord. Point is a very helpful individual, but I don't think they can help me the amount I need to be helped. They just have lethal. Maybe they will Solitude for no reason. Ella, 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 Ella. With Dryad of the Elysian Grove, it is really feast or famine gaming. Kinda leaning towards famine. Like when you're feasting, it's really nice. You have Dryad and Amulet, it all bangs well, and you are doing powerful stuff. But then if you miss on a bounce land or miss on an amulet or miss on lands or like draw one too many of those dead end ramp cards in Dryad and Grazer, and it's suddenly horrible and you are in hell where your deck feels like the worst deck ever. And then it's just like a card that you play and hope it sticks. Which it sticks sometimes, but it mostly doesn't because people love killing things in the game of Magic the Gathering, as destructive interaction is the strongest way to approach the game. This hand is nice. That's like when you changed Skull Clamp. Whoa. It's your fault. Arbor. Forest. Ancient Steerings. Blade of the Blood Chief. That's a good matchup, right? You don't currently work at what you see, not anymore, I see. Whoa, 3 mana, Skull Climb equipped 2 would be kinda weak, probably. Or maybe just balanced. And reasonable. Is a 5 mana draw 5 really playable in Modern, even with the extra land drop? The grindy matchups let you really go wild. The honest answer is, it's not a great card, it kinda makes sense to me in the deck, and it has been playing okay so far. Super stock up. That's a good name. There's not Casriff. The guide was written with the reality in mind. I will have to cover it all again now that everything has changed. It's mostly that you just get Valakut into play and shoot the opponent, but I guess if they have Walking Ballista in hand, that's the reason to pop it instantly. But yeah, I definitely will have to do that. Dom's Bible includes those lines. Oh yeah, that's also a resource you could head to immediately. Did the bound do a lot? Yes. How can you maintain such a low heart rate? That's just my resting heart rate. I'm just a chill guy. Turns out. What is your average heart rate, chat? Anyone knows? 7? That's low. Let's bring in Scapeshift. Seems good in the matchup. Maybe even Force of Vigor. Escape might be kinda crazy, but they tend to hate on Saga as well. $63. Too bad. Duru duru duru. 120, 200. That's crazy. I'll keep, because what can I do? How much worse is the deck? Significantly. It's like if you get into a car accident and you lose your arm. At first you will not really realize, but then you'll kind of understand that living is much harder now. Catch my drift. You just keep everything. Yeah, this key was insane. There was no reason to actually keep it. It's kind of like a resigned keep. Sometimes I just look at my hand and I think to myself, I will not let MTG Arena or MTG Magic Online bully me and ruin my day today. I will not let you bully me into mulliganing, and then I keep this. Maybe I copy Saga. Probably. Could get a Dryad Arbor into play, doesn't seem really necessary. Eldrazi spell. They are playing Eugen's Labyrinth. That was not really all that common in Brute Scale in the past. They exiled Emrakul. They probably play the Devourer as well. Devourer. Oh. It's mono green, those lists run it. Never seen it before, but also I haven't played against Brute Scale in ages. Maybe I'm not up to date. Guess I win. Do I think Brute Scale is a good competitive deck at the moment? They seem to be losing to my weakest ever Amulet keep. Did I need to Pact for a Grazer? No, I still had a land drop. Whoa. I guess I needed to eventually for beast. Zimbala bim bim zimbala zim bim zim zala bim bim zim. No, I did not need to play to Pact for a Grazer. I think it is deterministic because I can win with the Titans, but I can also go for Mr. Beast too. Spite Carbon Klomparens specifically. So I'm choosing non-determinism. So nice to play Explore again, TBH. Explore is kinda overpowered, holy. I've been fed anti-explore propaganda enough that I cut them to make space for other cards, and I forgot how good it felt. I have one Explore in my sideboard today. Alright, next list I'll cut Titans to make space. For that I'll play 4 Scapeshift, 4 Explore, Titania, probably no Dryad Arbor, or maybe Dryad Arbor, I don't know. We'll see. MH4 will just have Exploration. Exploration is good, but Exploration also... I guess no. Exploration is fine. I'll be happy with Exploration. I'm not extending any further... yeah, I don't want anything else. I'm fine with that. I don't have any other demands. Imagine bringing a deck to the Modern Challenge and then you lose to Amulet Titan in 2026 post May 18th. Would I prefer Exploration or Lotus Fieldback? Exploration is cool. New stuff. New stuff feels nice. Exploration is kind of best alongside Card Advantage, which is not trivial to get sometimes. Exploration is probably just better than Summer Bloom as well, which is impressive. Peacock Tail. Any peacocks in the chat? What a weird name for a bird, peacock. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Whoa! My 24th land was too much. Point was like, can't win anymore. Whoops, did not unmute myself. Interesting stuff, chat. Crazy, crazy shit. Oh, it's a dredge guy. We lost to them the last time. I'm on the play with double amulet game 1, so I should win this game. Not necessarily. I guess I need to draw something because my GSZ only gets, well, nothing right now. We lost to Boros Energy and to Esper Blink. Horrible matchups. No, I mean, just kidding. The Boros match was kind of close. But also kind of unfortunate, like, it clearly seemed like things are not so great in a way. Against Esper, the game just kind of looked giga pathetic because I was relying on permanence and my opponent was able to kill my permanence. Whoa, end of turn and not fetching a survival land? That's new. Or old, in a way. Why are we still using woodlands? It's for the grindy matchups. It's not needed. I thought about cutting it as well. Whoa. Brutal. Which grindy matchup? I mean, if they kill your Titan, I can imagine that happening. Hasn't been relevant so far. It's definitely on thin ice. I'll get Dryad next turn, transmute for a Pact. Summon a Titan if I top deck one. Don't tell me I have to rebuy Dryads. You don't have to do anything, Dready Boys. Worry not. They're not that. I mean, I think there is a chance that, like, the better build of Amulet will not have Dryads indeed. I wonder if I have maybe sold my Dryads by accident. Well, accident. I think we die next turn. We did die last time in this scenario. There's no dredgers in the graveyard. I mean, I could be a coward and I could find a Boseiju and kill the artist talent. Then I never win the game. Is this the deck to learn for someone getting into Modern? Not now. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I feel like the look of it. But it just got a card banned and it's like way weaker than it was, so... Alright, chat, do I just die if I pass? Another reason why I'm playing Shifting Woodland is that if I Scapeshift away an important land, I can Shifting Woodland into it later. Point is playing Dredge. So There's a good chance that if they untap, they get to, and they have something like a lava dart, they get to mill their deck. I'm not sure why my opponent killed a construct instead of milling themselves with Witherbloom Charm. That seemed horrible. I'm not sure how much to respect my opponent's deck. I will just wait for them to show me. If I'm actually dead. They are playing Dredge. They have 4 Phoenixes, Arclight Phoenixes, 4 Creeping Chills. Case and upkeep makes sense. They could also just mill the imp. There's a Thug. And if they hit the first dart, it's kinda... it's Jover. Okay, no darts so far, only 1 Phoenix. 2 Phoenix. Dredge Loam. Looting. Ooh, looting is gonna giga kill me. Dart. Alright, I think we died. I think opponent mills their deck now. Artist Talent is kind of a crazy card.
No, chciałam z nim 2 godziny, więc nie. Na początku walka po prostu się pierdolił. Myślałam, że poleci drugą, ale wzięłam go i się nie słuchał. Napierdolił się chyba z 3 razy całą noc. Zaliczył chyba weekend, no. I weekendowe chyba nie zaliczył, no.
Świetnie. Yeah, the alternative was to transmute for Boseiju and hope to top deck action. I don't know how much my opponent would be able to dredge then. That was not clear to me. Petition for Canister to play this dredge deck next stream. Actually, it seems kind of fun. I mean, I guess it seems fun until you will die, but... or get hit by Tormod script, but... seems fine. Dryad Arbor against Lava Dart seems bad. Dismember? No, I don't have Trini Sphere. So far, the Vexing Baubles have been really good at repelling the Cascade gamers. I have not played against a single one still. Not even this challenge, just overall my Modern Adventure Soduva. Fire magic against Phoenixes. People want me to do that all the time. That sounds really bad to me. They are all in on them. I mean, I have 4 Gruul Turfs in my deck only. Doesn't seem... The Dryads make red mana. Maybe on the draw I'll try that. We have a Graveyard Hate card and we have some acceleration, so I guess I keep. Play T-West. Opponent goes to cleanup. That happened very quickly. I don't think it was planned. But I guess they will discard a Dredger, so it's not too bad in the end. We had F8 on. The opponent said they pressed F6 by accident, so... does not seem intentional. Fire magic isn't such a bad idea. Once they sacrifice all the lands to finish you with phoenixes, mass removal is close to lock. Sure. But I don't know if that's gonna line up, really. Boros energy in every top 8 so far. Yeah, imagine like banning Lotus Field so that Amulet can barely beat Boros energy anymore, and then you're like, haha, no flage. Make it make sense. Pick your poison. You registered Mardu energy, not feeling stupid for once, then lost to Boros twice. The black splash bar in the mirror. I guess I could imagine Fotzi's not being particularly good in the matchup, yeah. This Waterbloom card is Giga OP, agreed. It's absolutely bonkers. Kroxa does sound like the worst card you could run ever. I dosko się czuję. I wszystko kapuję. Crow XD, you did flip Sephiroth like 3 times. Sephiroth, the sanest card to play. So true. I Kroxa się czuje. Już na lekkiej fazie. Kroxa się marzy. Don't have a Bojuka Bog today. Oh yeah, always, yes, did not quite work with Valakut ever. Będę miasełka. Wow. Dryad of Ilysian. Grow 5, turn 5. Alright, chat, for you, I will put fire magic into my deck. I'll remove 2 grazers. I wonder if that's reasonable. Slowing down. But if I board fire magics, it has to be reasonable. Chcę dzisiaj kulę. Tight collar, tap land, talent. Battlements, explore. Mill deck, kill. It's an issue. Keep. Fire magic is not always better than Vampire's Vengeance. They are all the same. The value of the sweepers is roughly the same. They mulligan to 4 cards. Gardens not on the menu. Too many Fovs and Wrath. It's just that I think Spelunking is better than Gardens and not quite compatible with Gardens, so I end up playing Spelunking and not Gardens. Maybe you should try Gardens focused build. Not much point in playing the Grazer. Keep it as a ritual. Whenever I kept Vengeance, I would get voiced by Energy. You will get voiced by Energy even if you use Fire Magic as well. Because 6 mana is a lot of mana. But sometimes you will have 6 mana and then you will be fine, yes. Okay, multi 4, do nothing, win. This is the story of the day. That's how we are winning nowadays. Opponents just fail to do literally anything. Fire Spout is the old reliable though. Fire Spout is an option, yes, as well. But also has downsides, so pick your poison. I played 2 Vengeance and 1 Fire Magic in a game versus Energy. Lost to Blood Moon. I mean, no shit, if you don't kill Moon, you will always lose to it, so... It's like... Yeah, I lost to Pyroblast because I had 10 life. Of course you did. Don't know if I should play that West or not. Keep lands in hand for Beast. Beast games. Beastables. Okay, Boseiju my Saga. Sometimes people can survive Pyroblast plus Frostbolt at 14 life. That might be a reference to some ancient Force and match, and I don't know it, so I'm showing my true colors as a fun, because that tells me nothing. It's a reference to Rekful missing lethal at the BlizzCon Invitational because he did not realize he had one spell power. Oh yeah, tragic. Wykona coś tam zdjęć. Pogody, słońce to my, czarne chmury to my, nagłe sztormy, mocne burze, suche wyże, mokre niże, że ulewa, a śpiewa. Any interaction opponent? I think I'm just killing them. Czasem mróz, aż strach. See no need for Bojuka Bog in the deck. I agree. That's why it's not in the deck, because even when it matters, it doesn't. Oftentimes. I'm 4-2, but this doesn't feel like a well-earned 4-2. Mistaken is 4-1. 6 days ago playing Eldrazi Ramp, whatever that is. Best standard deck ever, that's crazy. It feels like in those modern challenges we all just play Vexing Baubles against each other main deck for no reason, because nobody actually plays those stupid Cascade decks. They just don't. We do not know if this is the best Titan version. We are just playing. I've been underwhelmed today by the Dryads. They are very feast or famine. Some days they feel great, many they do not. The Bauble actually pretty good here. Can you even epistemologically know what the best Titan version is? You're using big words. Don't know what to tell you. What did epistemologically even mean? In a way that relates to the part of philosophy that is about to study of how we know things. Oh, they misdrawn. There is a chance it's not knowable, yes. I cannot make the top 8 if I win this round, most likely. My breakers are probably bad. Yeah, they are horrible. I lost round... Did I lose round 1? No, I lost some earlier rounds. So I'm actually locked by this Vexing Bauble, so let's make some constructs. Def in Texas. I know one thing, Aspiring Spike lives in Texas, and he personally banned Amulet Titan. Kozilek's Commando. Whoa, 2 pairs of Tron lands each. Carnot. What are we getting? Now I cannot get my own Vexing Bauble. What I can do is I can Mirrorpool the Pact through the bubble. Torpor Orb, I don't like that, but also your card dies, so... People love Torpor Orb. I guess it's good, it's pretty problematic now, it stops all of my things. Sparring Spike does not like Amulet Titan, he still thinks more things from Titan need to go. Lotus wasn't enough for a Sparring Spike, holy shit. Truly a hateful individual. Był miły wieczór. Which one is that? The topped one. Któż tego nie czuł? Actually, I can get the bauble. Attacking Carnot with 2, it's a little bit stinky, but... More amulets. Oh, już nie ma szans. Jaki miał pullover? Jak po śmierci Elvis? Guess I'll get Pact still. It's not super likely to work out. Maybe I'm better off getting Otawara, frankly. Probably. TBH. We just have lethal next turn with the constructs. It's not easy for them to deal 7 with 7/7 constructs. Oh, Tron. Okay, everything is easy now. Kapitanie. What will Kapitan find? Piffing Needle. Name Otawara. GG's, bro. Played me like a fiddle. Ja to nie głaz. Już nie ma szans. Kozilek's command, make 10,000 bajillion spawns and block forever. A little bit unlucky to never join, I think. I would say. Slightly unfortunate. Describe 2 top, 6 bottom. Eugene. Goodbye, Spelunkings. Tron has become a bad matchup? Bro, I just flooded. Consequences of the Dom Harvey agenda shown on screen. What do you mean? I would need you to elaborate. You mean the 10 bounce lands? Yeah, I guess that's exactly that. Cast Fought Not Zero with Torpor Orb, let's go. Oh! Does that do anything for me? My TOS is used up, so not really. Not yet, at the very least. I flooded in my 35 lens deck, the probability is minuscule. It truly is. I mean, like, you have played 35 lands, so like it's flat when you literally draw 0 spells. You draw 1 spell, you're fine. But I didn't even do that. Maybe Deeps, copy Mirrorpool, haste more constructs. I'll wait for a payoff card. I don't think constructs will win this game against Eugene and the Eldrazi spawns. Next draw step, I'll just draw a GSZ or even Pact. And then Mr. Beast solves this game. Playing only 1 TOS is pretty pretentious. Brother, nie wkurwiaj mnie. Whoa, champ with Photon Sphere is insane. Ah. Chat. There was once a time where you played 3 T-Wests. That was crazy. Oh, this creature has this has ult, that's why they blocked. Okay. Cast any number of colorless non-land cards. That's solid. Maybe they cast everything into their bubble. That would be so funny.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Until end of turn. No, they can't even mess that up. It's not that you put everything on the stack at the same time. They will just cast the first thing into the bubble and they will be like, what? Sorry, cycle that and then time for Keswick Wolfram to return. And ironically, Wolfram would probably win. Unless Villain was sitting on Kozilek's commando this entire time. 24 cards enter the exile zone. Oh! It is so sad they can just cycle that now. Like, it would be so much more fun if they actually just... If the way the ability worked, you would just put 24 things on the stack and they would just all get countered. And my point would just get gigafucked. Discarded all spells from their deck, but those new card designs cannot allow for feel bad moments like that. Obviously, they have Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Dobra, I'll scoop because they will just kill me with the Flash Rakers. They are taking some extended amounts of time to do so. I'll bring in Scapeshift, Explore, Force of Vigor, Escape to the Wilds. Kind of want to trim a Sounders Pact because they will love to Vexing Bauble anyways. Like, they always love to do that. They're like, oh yeah, Vexing Bauble is so good against Titan, I have to play it. Flash Rakers do 0 damage with Torpor Orb, then they'll find something with Karn, but that's a good point. Is the Analyst Loop unplayable now? It's pretty bad. It's pretty rough to make it work. It's not like necessarily unplayable, but you need to work. And it's not pleasant work, it's drudge work. Playing Zuran Orb is not pleasant, and even if you do play the Zuran Orb, it's not trivial to loop. Even if you play it out, it's kinda tricky. Invokes Litria Mirror Lake. Very good question, but what exactly are you asking? Letiara Mirror Lake. Letiara Mirror Lake is the same as Mirrorpool. So I guess yes. But also Mirrorpool is better. You mean Port of Carfel, then Port of Carfel is a way to loop the Analyst. But the issue is that there's no sacrifice outlet, so it's no help. Doesn't help really.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Don't have 7 mana for GSZ Titan next turn. GSZ has been kind of medium, frankly. Wasn't all that good for me lately. Primeval Titan, GG's. GG's, bros. No moves. Primeval Titan has been flooded. Time to play Safekeeper plus Titania. I mean, you can play Safekeeper to loop with Analyst. And then if you play Safekeeper, you could play Titania for the combo. I thought about that. GSZ is medium because you don't play Arbor. No, I do. The Arbor is also medium. Fortnite Seer is gonna be sad. Okay, this is fine. This resolves. Surely we would get a crazy color shifted card in Reality Fracture that will elevate the deck. Kurwa no. Fortnite Seera ma. Co za typ. If you're playing Scapeshift, I think Summoner's Pact is better than GSZ, because GSZ or Colossus in hand on 4 lands with 1 amulet is a Colossus. Fair. Oh, punish for not playing the card. Well, the issue is that Pact is a really bad card. So maybe it's better, but also it's bad, so you know, you are in a tough spot. Guess we're dying. Did not kill the flute end of turn to play around Titan top deck. And now death awaits. No i tam przegrałem pewnie. Ile to jest damage'a? Jakoś fuj. As it turns out, we really had no place into the flute. No, I had place into the flute, I had no place into Fortnite Seer. But it feels like the situation happens somewhat often that I take too long to ramp into a Titan and then it's too weak at that point. Which, I don't know, maybe I'm playing like I'm as if I'm playing the Scapeshift deck. I'm kind of used to playing it that way, and then Scapeshift you kind of played whatever for the first few turns, and then eventually Scapeshift just won on any board. So that's some food for thought. But I feel like the situation where I had a GSZ but only 6 mana or something like that was happening a little bit too often. NGL losing to Tron is kind of a death sentence. No, we got unlucky this game. You don't get it.